my scrappy friends, how are you guys all doing? I'm doing really good. Didn't get as much scrapping done lately as I would like, but I have a new video for you. Of a couple of days ago I was able to get a couple of layouts done, so I have been going through a lot of my old photos and trying to scrap them. Well, really what I was looking for was fall pictures. I would just really like to get some fall stuff scrapped. So this is a fall picture from a couple of years ago of just my son. So I'm just using one photo. It is a black and white photo, so I'm trying something new. I don't think I've done a black and white before. So it was fun. I mean, to me it doesn't really matter if it has color or not color. The nice thing about using a black and white photo is you can use whatever colors that you want because it's going to match with your picture. So that was nice. Of course, I tried to stay with a certain color. So I'm using, at the beginning I showed the sketch from Creative Scrappers, and that's their sketch 277. So I think that was from last month for, let's see, this is September, so maybe August. Maybe it was September. It could have been September's one, or it could have been August, so I'm not really sure. I know they just released a new one, so, but I was looking through, and because I haven't been scrapping that much, I have been using more sketches, and I find that sometimes it's just a good way for me to just start without feeling like, oh, because sometimes I get, when I get scrapping, just starting is the point that I have a problem with. It's, okay, where do I put the picture? And sometimes I feel like if I don't use a sketch, I always put the picture in the same spot, because that's your body and your eyes just trained to a certain area on the page. So if you're not careful, you can always use the same corner, and there's nothing wrong with having it that way. But sometimes it's nice for creativity wise, or to use your brain differently, to change it up. So to use sketches, to use Pinterest, to use, to scrap lift completely of different people's work. So those are good ways to change it up. I mean, I find that sketches is the best way, and maybe it's because sometimes, as much as I love seeing other people's work and I love seeing it and I'm like, oh, that's so inspirational, I don't know, maybe it's going back and looking for it and finding where I found it is sometimes just the hardest part. So like, I know a while ago I seen a layout on it might have been Nicole Jones 911, her Facebook page group, which is amazing, by the way. So if you guys are not subscribed to that and you love scrapbooking, you need to go there. There's so many talented ladies and scrapbookers there. I mean, it is just so much fun to just go scroll through. I mean, I don't even think I do much on Facebook anymore, because all I'm doing is going on there. Let's see who posted a new layout, and I just love looking through it, and it's so inspirational, and you see so many different things, and a lot of times I'll see something and I'll go, oh, I like that aspect, so I'll go back to it. And of course here I'm all talking about all this stuff, and I'm not even talking about my layout. So I really wanted to use circles. All this to say is that there's a lady, I think it's Jen Schko, maybe? I could be saying her name wrong. But she had a layout with a whole bunch of different circles that she cut out. And so I've been thinking about it for a long time. And of course now it's been a few weeks, so I probably couldn't even find it if I wanted to, or it would take me like forever. But so I've really been wanting to use like circles and stuff. And on the sketch, of course, they use triangles, which on sketches you can use whatever. But I thought it would be really fun to incorporate circles with like triangles or arrows. So I have an old Arrow paper from, I think it might be, I want to say Echo Park, but I'm not positive on that. And it's a boy line from a while ago, and the one side has the arrows and the other side has like a hood's tooth, or that checked type of, like what you use, or houndstooth, like what you use, like chef pants and all that kind of stuff. So, and it's got very fall colored colors in it. So it's got like a gray, different color, like yellows or oranges, and some blues. And of course it goes really well with boy stuff. So I haven't pulled that out yet, but that was part of what I wanted to use. And I knew I had this Chamel paper that has the circles on it. Now the colors are not the same, and this is the only thing that I think I have with this layout, is that I tried to keep a lot of the colors the same, but there are like some pinks in the Chamel line and some corally colors that are a little bit different, but I just kind of went with it, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to worry. So here you see me, and I'm fussy cutting all this. I fussy cut these out a little because I didn't want to use it as one strip. I wanted to put them in, and I want them to like kind of interact a little bit with the circles that are already on the page. So as you can see, I added a whole bunch of layers, much more than the sketch sheet called for, but that's okay. And that's why I don't mind using a sketch. I don't feel the pressure to say, oh, well, they only have 2 papers, so I only can use 2. It's like, really what that sketch is to give you an inspiration to say, okay, here you go. Here's something. Here's an idea. Go. So it's like whether you're using a sketch or whether you're taking someone else's layout or you're using something you've seen on Pinterest or Instagram, I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's just taking that and twisting it and making it your own to fit how you scrap. So, and I find sketches for me are the easiest way because I can easily in my brain separate that I don't have to do what it says. Where maybe if I look at something, I feel like I have to stick with it more. So, but that's just me. And I know everybody is different, and I think that's a great thing about scrapbooking, and that's why no one has the exact same layout. Even if you did it the same, it really isn't going to be the same. So I put some of these on pop dots, some of these arrows, because I wanted some of them to lift up and some of them I didn't mind. That blue paper, that blue and yellow and orangey dotted paper is from, let's see, Carta Bella. I think it's like Boardwalk or something like that. It was a summer collection from maybe last year, I think. I got a 6x6 pad. So the wood grain paper is, so that's right underneath the dotted blue and orange and yellow. That is from That Away. That's Studio Calco. I also used some Chamel paper. And that blue card that's sticking out that looks like a ticket or whatever, that was from the Chamel papers. I had a card from a holiday paper, and I don't even know what it was from. I don't remember. But it was like Thanksgiving type. That was underneath there. And I have a Dear Lizzie paper. That's the ones with the plus marks. And the blue striped paper, it's very small striped underneath, is My Mind's Eye from The Sweetest Thing. And then that background that looks like a crackled paper is from Fancy Pants, I think. So here I'm looking for thickers. I'm at that point already. Wow, this is going quick, guys. I mean, I'm like almost done. Well, I do know that I splattered some Mr. Huey's on there at the end, and I didn't show that. I forgot to show that. So, and I didn't show me doing the journaling because I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to write, even though this picture is of my son It was from 2012, so this is a couple years ago. And we went to visit my parents. They live in Texas, but they didn't live near where we lived when we lived in Texas, so we had to drive there. And we went to the Fort Worth Zoo. So we were all hanging out at the zoo, and I took a whole bunch of pictures while my daughters were going to, I think they were playing in like a little kids area in that zoo. And let me tell you, if you guys love zoos, that Fort Worth Zoo is amazing. There's so much stuff there. I mean, oh my gosh. We were so sore after walking around all day. But so my son, he was just happy, just riding in the thing, which is surprising because he was just learning how to walk. So those thickers that I'm using right there are the Alley thickers. They're the DIY thickers, so they're chipboard, but they have like a fabric over top, so you can either spray on them. And I decided to use markers because I wasn't sure, well, and I only have a few colors and sprays, so, and I didn't feel like getting out my watercolors, which I could have did too. Maybe that would have been a little bit of a lighter, but I didn't want to add too much water to it. And I thought about using my blue thing, but then I decided to get out. I have some Martha Stewart, really nice markers. So I use a few different colors. This bottom one is more of like a tealy color, and then up at the along, I use a little bit darker of blues and stuff. So just kind of trying to change up the colors to make it match a little bit more. If I had thought about it more ahead of time, because I had, I usually don't plan out my layouts too much right before I go to tape them. I just kind of go with it. I mean, sometimes I'll go, oh, this is a sketch I want to use, or, oh, this is a paper. Like, I'll try to get, like, some papers that I want to use. But I do that every time I go to do a layout. I go, okay, what papers do I want to use? So if you guys ever want me to tape how I put my papers together that I want to use for a layout, let me know, because that's something that I would don't mind sharing. I just don't, because it takes a lot longer to show me looking through a whole bunch of papers. And of course I am so proud of myself. I've been whipping out layouts, and I've realized I'm starting to get low on like really nice 12 by 12 papers. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. I might have to go out and get another collection. I say that after I just bought a whole bunch of stuff. Or maybe I'll have to come up and make out some more of my own backgrounds with all the cardstock that I have, because I do have a lot of that. So I know that ride is a little wonky, but I don't mind it. I kind of like the playfulness that it has, not being completely straight. So, and the along, I put that right underneath the geotag because I wanted it pretty close to the picture. So my son just looks so happy. I'm really loving going back and finding old pictures of my kids. It's been really fun. I mean, my son is going to be 3 soon at the beginning of October. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. He was just 1 here. I'm like, I can't believe how much he's grown. But it's been really fun to go back and look and be like, oh my gosh, So those are chipboard pieces from the Crepe Paper collection, the Pier. So here now I'm just adding all my embellishments, just trying to look through, see what I have. And I look through, I looked through the stuff in my Scraptastic kit, but I didn't really want to use too much of it. I found a thing that says 24/7, and it has a little pink in it, and I thought that kind of matched with some of the other pink in, even though it's for a boy. I thought that it kind of tied in the other pink stuff. So let's see, what else did I find that I used? I think that orangey mustard color was from, I want to say, I think that's from the Teresa Collins, but it might be Heidi Swap. I'm not sure. I put them both together and I threw the packages away. That's my way of like, oh, I'm going to use it. If I throw the package away, I have to use it if I put it in my dish. So I have a dish that I use to keep as many of the embellishment, the little embellishments that we get from the kit. So, and I like using the Scraptastic kit. It's been fun. And it kind of helps me a little bit not shop. So I say that. But because I've been newer to scrapbooking, it's helped me find different types of things that I like that I wouldn't have bought on my own. I think maybe as I start scrapping a little bit more, I might tend to not go for a kit as much, just because if you buy a kit, then you feel bad about going out and buying more supplies. So yeah, so here I'm just trying to find a whole bunch of different things to layer. That is from the Lemon Lush collection that I'm using right there. I think at first I thought I might put the date on there, but I ended up doing it on that mustard colored one. And then there's a tag from, I think it's Crepe Paper DIY, their ephemera pack. I know the L card that I put down, I believe that's from DIY too. And then I have there's a ticket from the pier. So here are all the close-ups, and I really didn't do too much to this, guys. I mean, I wanted to keep it kind of simple since I used a lot of patterns and stuff. Those little geotags are a stamp from a stamp set that is from Hero Arts. So I did those a while ago, so I thought that those were really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. Bye!